Scott, here we are sitting out in the beer garden. It's lovely weather, which is really making me think about Fruehlingsfest coming up,
Yeah,
the Spring
exactly,
Festival. What do you guys got on tap this year?
So the highlight, obviously, is going to be the Fruehlingsfest at the Theresienwiese that everybody here knows as the little sister of Oktoberfest. There's going to be 2 beer tents out there, and then the raising of the maypole. So a lot of people might not really know what the maypole is. This is the pole that is in the center of all these small Bavarian villages around the area that showed you the trades that were available, and they last from 5 to 7 years. This year it looks like our friends in Böbing are getting a new maypole, so we're going to celebrate your birthday down there this year. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I've got to say the raising of the maypole is always a blast. Have so much fun just partying with the local people and really watching. Every town is different in terms of how they do it traditionally. Maybe they have a real good traditional band, or maybe they're doing traditional dancing, various things like this. But yeah, to do it in Böbing with our friends up there, that's
going to be cool, because I talked to Stefan, and he tells me the program is they have this little hill just outside of town, and they're going to do a church service up there in the morning. So we're hoping to make that. We got to get up pretty darn early in the morning, and they're going to have a Catholic mass up there, and they're going to have beer. They might have food. That's a little bit of an open question. And then we'll check that out and see the town of Böbing from up above, and then we walk back down into town. And I think it's around 1:30 in the afternoon. There's going to be a parade when they bring in the new pole into town. So all the guys march in their lederhosen, and then they're going to have their band there, and then they'll slowly erect this pole. So
it's always a thrill to see them do it the old way with the cross poles, because it takes about 2 hours?
Yeah, at least 2 hours. Yeah,
for them to put that thing up, and they get ready to heave ho, they lift it up another 6 inches, reset everything. They do it over and over again. It's incredible.
It's going to be cool. And then during that, there's obviously beer available. They're going to have some snacks available around 2, 3 in the afternoon. Then it's going to be cake and coffee time, and all the people in the village make their own cakes, and they bring that there, and then you can buy a piece of that cake and have some coffee, or you can just have it with beer, whatever. So, and then at the end, the Schuhplattler Club from Böbing is going to do a dance. So I don't think they did that the last time we were there.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, and I think about that church mass up on top of the hill. That's one of those small town traditional things that, usually it's just incredible when you can find that kind of experience.
Well, I felt bad the last. Stefan's mom and dad hauled up all the beer and all these
food
and
up
food
the hill.
They walked up there with it for us. Yeah. That was cool.
People were up there with these donkeys, and the kids are playing, and it's quite a scene. And I also remember those cakes, because it seemed to me that they're all homemade by all the ladies who live in the village.
It sure seemed like it.
And each one wants to outdo the other one, so everyone is more elaborate made than the next.
And what's amazing is they look so good. I mean, it looks like a professional baker did them all.
Right. Yeah, you have all the different icing, and they're doing Black Forest and all these different styles, and these things are not easy to make.
No.
And they do it perfectly, and then they just cutting them up. And then also it's pretty cheap. They're not charging you an arm in a leg for this. You go in the big Vienna and get a cake that's not that good, you pay a huge amount. So this is always fun. And I also think about the whole experience at the Fruehlingsfest on the Wiesen, which is kind of like the mini Oktoberfest. But there's something about the feeling that's so different from Oktoberfest and also from the Starkbierfest, because I think, especially when we get in that Augustinerton, because it's a lot of young people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the younger people and the teens and the 20s, and they come in there to party, and they're all dressed up in their dirndls and lederhosen finery and everything, and the bands know what the people are looking for, and it's amazing just to see the crowds of people crushing just to get in there, and you understand how popular it is and how much people really
our friend Jason found out when he didn't have his ticket with him.
Got tackled by the cops, the security guards, tried to jump the fence.
But the other thing I'm looking forward to at the Fruehlingsfest is the amusement area, right? Our favorite ride is going to be there.
The beer go round.
The beer go round. Yeah, I mean,
round.
there's, roller coasters and there's flume rides and there's all that kind of thing. But our favorite is the beer go round. Like our friend Jason found out when he didn't have his ticket with him.
Got tackled by the cops, the security guards, trying to jump the fence.
But the other thing I'm looking forward to at the Fruehlingsfest is the amusement area, right? Our favorite ride is going to be there.
The beer go round.
The beer go round. Yeah, I mean, there's, roller coasters and there's flume rides and there's all that kind of thing. But our favorite is the beer go round.
And somehow you can't underestimate the pure joy of riding that, even though it's going at 2 miles an hour or whatever. But just you can sit there with your wheat beer, slowly going around, enjoying the beer go round. And we seek it out every time.
It's awesome. I remember last year I was standing there and these Bavarian guys that were in a band showed up with their lederhosen on, and they were 3 sheets to the wind. And the one guy sat on the edge of the beer go round and played his accordion, this long, slow song, just playing the accordion as we went around very slowly. That was so cool.
Yeah, and you sometimes meet these friends, people you run into, you talk to, and you say, hi, how's it going? Then you go around, 4 minutes later, you come back around, you have a little mini conversation, and you come around again.
Yeah, it's great. And we're going to have our buddies from Cincinnati there this year. A bunch of them, Chuck, Cindy, and the Weddendorfs, and David. Yeah, so that's going to be a blast.
And usually the weather's pretty good, so we also can go to a beer garden beforehand or something like that.
Most
that
likely.
always adds to it,
And we're going to be doing both. There's 2 tents at the Fruehlingsfest. The first one we're going to be at the night of the 30th is the Hippodrome.
Right.
So this is the old tent that used to be at Oktoberfest, long story. Now it only exists at the Fruehlingsfest. And they serve Spaten beer. Okay, not our favorite, but the food there is awesome. Yeah. There's going to be the whole spread with the both side teller on the table. So they put this, it's a board actually with all these Bavarian snacks like the cheese spread, Oberste, and schmaltz, and all this other kind of stuff that we're going to have. And then we have the rotisserie chicken, which is amazing.
And I kind of like they have the really nice mug decoration, which is like the young couple that says Emodi, which is the Bavarian for I like you. The Bavarians don't want to
go that far.
Don't want to be too effusive about their love. I like you, And so they have a little bit of style going on in that tent. It's kind of nice. And but Augustiner doesn't have that kind of stuff, but they bring it in the party.
You know who is playing at the Hippodrome this time is Bergluft.
Oh, Bergluft.
Yeah, Bergluft is the band. So this is one of our favorite bands that.
Barefoot that we used to, and then the lead guy from him was really the heart of the band. Now joined this other band, Bergluft, and they're very, very
It's
good.
cool because now they have 2 lead singers and they kind of mix it up, and they each have their own strengths. And these parties are just a giant sing-along. They're doing all the songs that everybody knows. I mean, there's a lot of German stuff that the Americans don't really know. You will know it at the end.
Right.
But Sweet Caroline, Que Sera Sera, who knew that you could
Country
rock out
Roads,
It's amazing, and it's always a good time. But the biggest hits, it's always a big thing of what's going to be the next biggest hit. Right now it's Korle Grün is the one from Bavaria that everybody knows.
But I like this new Johnny Depp song.
Johnny Depp.
But that's a great reason song because it's so simple. Anybody can sing along to it, but it's fun, that way. And so some of these songs are kind of ridiculous in that. I mean, we're like, some of these songs have like 2 words in the lyrics, basically.
Yadi, 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 yadi.
Or ale. Yeah.
But that's the genius of it, is that everybody can sing along. It doesn't, even if you don't know the language, you can pick all that up very quickly.
And that really is, I think, the key to the whole Bavarian experience with all of these parties is the togetherness. It's not you're sitting at my table, or you're sitting at your other table. Like, everybody is in it together. It's a communal experience always.
Right.
And that's what we love about it, and why it's so much fun. So.
Exactly. And I think the Ducks agree.
Yeah. Hey, I saw your Stark beer last week.
Exactly.
And always with great beer, too.
Always
Which is
great
important.
Beer. Yeah. Speaking of which, Prost. So we'll see you again. Take care.